Nothing, bro. Nothing. I didn't start the video yet. What's going on, guys? We got James Meche in the building, bro. If y'all guys don't know, he is our Louisiana local hero.
Technically, no, because that's what Blake is. We love Blake Hero.
No, we hate him. Anyway, so, you know, your boy was trying to get an invite, and guess what? This motherfucker got the invite, bro.
I did get the invite.
Hell yeah, bro.
So with the tournament, it was top 48 get the invite. Of course, top 8 get extra prizing. The goal for me in this tournament wasn't necessarily to get top 48, not necessarily to get the invite. Sure, I mean, that'd be great, but for the most part, it was more for me just trying to go each round one at a time, not trying to get a full end goal, just going one round at a time. If I can get the win, awesome, let's move on. But if I lose, okay, it's a minor setback. But outside of that, we're just kind of playing how it goes, and we're not trying to get too upset or too high. Like, we got to keep it even keel right above the water.
Hell yeah, bro. And like I said, he prevailed, bro, and he played Tenpai.
Yep.
I know it's probably the most boring shit. Look, shout out to this guy, bro. Shout out, bro.
Shit. I won it with Tenpai. That's all my good shit, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Dude, like I said, no, he did a great job, you know what I mean? We put a lot of test playing into this deck, you know what I mean? And we made sure that he was going to get his invite today, bro.
You could say a lot, but it kind of depends on your definition. Usually for me, I'm more of a dino guy, whether I'm playing regular dinos, Dino Xeno package, or Dinomorphia. But I thought, let me actually try in this regional. I don't get to go to a lot of tournaments.
Right.
But because of it, I said I want to try Tenpai. It's kind of more of my play style. I want to just beat the crap out of my opponent, and I don't want to have to go to a turn 3, 4, 5 if I don't have to.
Right.
So it just feels like with Tenpai, that's just the ultimate one. Usually I would do it with dinos because I could just UCT, swing over all your defense position monsters, but Tenpai is just more viable. Dino is just, it's tough. Let's get just straight into the profile.
All right, let's go.
It's pretty standard, 3, 3, 2, and then you're looking at 3 of each of the spells. So, I mean, this is pretty standard. You're not going to mess with this at all. I don't really have to go into much detail about each one of these. If you are looking to play Tenpai or you are interested in playing Tenpai, you don't have to worry about that. Some people put this on the side. I actually just like to main it because depending on if I end up going first or second, whether with the mirror, and there's bound to be a lot of light and dark monsters that are going to be in the graveyard more likely than not. So if worse comes to worse, summon it, and if not, we're going to go Seals and summon this, get the follow-up for next turn with Pydra, and then essentially you should just be able to win at that point. 3 Prosperity for consistency, same thing with the Terraforming, so basically 19 engine. And then at that point, the other 21 are going to be non-engine, and it's a little bit of both. I know some people want to do all hand traps, some want to do all board breakers, some want to do a mix of both, and I'm the latter. I went with a lot of back row hate. I wanted Harpies, Lightning Storm, and even if I didn't have to worry about that, if they want to go with like a Link deck and say I didn't really be able to slow down Snake Eye enough and they were still able to get a few Link monsters or whatever, still activating Lightning Storm, it really helped me a couple times, and really it was just a blowout card for the most part. Then we're going with 1 Wraithoth and 2 Fenrir. A lot of people like to do 3 Fenrir, but for me, knowing that there very easily could have been Rogue and knowing Destin with wanting to droll, I wanted it to be like, it would be tough, but seeing 3 Fenrir, I'd rather just kind of have a Wraithoth plus this, plus the attack boost is never the worst. Getting a little bit of extra damage, like it's not that bad. And then at that point we did 3 Droplet. And then, so we got 9 non-engine when it comes to board breakers, and then at this point we just did 12 hand traps. And I know it looks weird because you look at Ogre and you look at Droplet and you're saying, well, those are graveyard effects, so if you activate Shifter, you're not gonna be able to do shit, buddy. Well, for me, knowing that there are so many decks that get blown out just by Dimension Shifter, I slow down their turn enough to where even if I don't kill them, say I don't kill them with the Tenpai deck, we go to turn 3, it's fine, because if I have Ogre or if I have Droplet, they're going to be turned on at that point. So once we go there, I'm able to slow you down enough again and I should have follow-up for the next turn. So by the time we get to turn 4, if you haven't already died, and I've shifted you for your life, for your life savings, and then same thing with Ogre and ashing you and dropleting and imperming and Fenrearing if it comes down to it. Like if you don't die, then maybe it's just the pilot's issue. But I just feel like it gives me versatility because Ogre's really good, obviously, with the mirror. There's plenty of decks that have continuous spells and having field spells, and even a monster like say Pearly, even hitting the Per Lily. Like if they really need to do it, hitting Per Lily with an Ogre, it's insane. So it's just a 40 card main deck, 12 hand traps, 9 board breakers, and then 19 main deck with the engine. 1 Transcendent with the 2 Bidents. That's also pretty standard. Same thing. I actually took Konami's advice for once. I asked a friend. I said, let me borrow a Trident Dragon, Eric.
Shout out Eric.
Shout out to Eric. This one, obviously, as soon as you summon it, they just say scoop. For some reason, I don't know why, some people wouldn't say it sooner. Maybe they just aren't as familiar with Tenpai, but for the most part, it's like, okay, I have a Biden, I have a Fadra or a Pydra. You know I'm going to quick sync. Why are we not scooping? We could have saved 20, 30 seconds. Like, who knows? Ruddy Rose, it never came up. But just in case I needed to get rid of the graveyards and having another level 10 just in case, that was always just a good thing. And then it also helps because if I already had summoned Black Rose, well, I could just summon it back with this. Black Rose is the blowout card just in case. We know about that one. Kui Belt, that was a nice one. This one came up a couple of times because if I needed to pop a card, it actually came up and I was able to get a little bit of advantage off it because I pop an important card that they need for their next turn. Then I swing with it to get a little bit of extra damage in case they don't die. Plus I still have, say, Ghost Ogre or another Ash Blossom or an Imperm. Like it put me in a really good position. I initially was like, what if I want to go first and I want to do the Secret Village and stuff like that? With AFD, with Ancient Fairy Dragon, sure, but I felt like if I really just want to go first, I'm just going to use some of the side cards I have and not really worrying about using too many cards in the extra deck for going first when this is a going second type of deck. I run Meteor Burst for monster effects on the opponent's field just to kind of shut it off. And then really the only going first cards that I had were Spheres, Zolkin, and Crystal Wing, which also helped. That's kind of another thing really with the Race Off. Is if I really wanted to, that actually came up one time, is a guy bounced my Race Off back to my hand. And I was like, sure, buddy. I'm going to set it back, summon Zolkin. Zolkin, summon Crystal Wing. So I was able to do it because I don't think I had any other spells at that point in my hand. So I needed something to set, and he gave it to me. Seals is amazing because I'm able to just go into Magna Mud, or maybe I just go straight into Chandra. So it's like, please swing on me, please swing on me. And then I run the Zealantis, Raging Phoenix, Promethean Princess package the rest of the way. In case I got debarriered and I wasn't able to cross out it or whatever, this was still just able to give me an opportunity to OTK. It never came up because no one ever actually debarriered me. So it really just became prosp fodder, but it's still fine.
Shout out the Barry. Shout out to Barry, bro.
Oh, dude, no, not the Barry.
So then for the side, I run the 1 Juris Worm searchable off of Magna Mud. And then it's just good because it's another dark target, lighter dark target to get rid of. And then if I want to get rid of it, because if I really wanted to, I could go Chandra, Druis Worm, summon Transcendent, send one of your cards to the graveyard, and then start swinging. 2 Bell, kind of wanted to do 3, but it felt like I wasn't super worried about it. So I think just running 2 and kind of getting rid of the opportunity of even lower of a chance of drawing multiple copies in the opening hand. It was just pretty good. And then I just can't stand back row decks. Even though I say Dynamorphia, I can't stand back row decks. So I'm like, let me max out as much as possible. This came up a couple of times. Heat Wave for whether my opponent made me want to go first or if I just decided on my own accord to go first.
Right.
It definitely helped whenever I would see it.
Right.
But really, it was just like shifter, heat wave, and even if it comes down to it, D barrier as well. If that comes up, that's just really big blowout. And by the time it gets back to me, turn 3, I should have enough, and I'll just kill you for game.
Right.
And the last 3 were crossouts because if you want to Ash the Kaiman, I'll just cross out it. If you want to Ghost Ogre, I'm going to activate crossout. Like pretty much all the outs that I have for Tenpai is also just kind of like a counter with crossout.
Oh yeah, because you could just hit all your all the Tenpai stuff. You know?
Yeah, I could hit Tenpai as well with these.
Yeah.
So if it came down to it, I was just able to do that. One was against, and I shit you not, Dinomorphia Punk, which you would think in theory that works because you're paying half your life points, you're trying to get lower than your opponent to activate your effects, and then you're able to go with Punk. But the issue with that is you can't really control as good, and if you pay half 3 times, you're down to 1,000. Right. And then at that point, you activate what? 1 Punk card to pay for 600, and then at that point, your engine gets shut off.
I'm gonna get called.
It was rough. 2-0. Round 2, played against Snake Eye Fire King. Right. We had to go into time, but I was able to get it and do just enough damage in game 3 to get the win. I played against the Mirror. I can't lie, I did misplay. Right. He misplayed as well in game 1, but I misplayed as well, and I essentially gave him the win. I actually kind of reverse psychologied him, where he knows that we're both playing Tenpai, so he assumes that I'm going to make him go first. Right. I said, hold up, let me go first. Right. So I sided in some of the stuff and then kind of went from there. Ended up getting the win, but then game 3, I just pretty much drew terrible. Thank you. And at that point, I lost. Won round 4, lost round 5 against a Bestial. No, it wasn't a Bestial. It was a branded Despia 60-card pile, and somehow he had all the answers, and I just couldn't stop it. That trap card that they searched that just negates everything on field for the turn. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Right. I lost that. Went 3 in a row, including this 60-card pile, which yes, another 60-card pile. Yeah. 60-card pile ritual deck, and you would think, okay, it's voiceless. It wasn't voiceless. It was not even close.
It was not voiceless.
It was Incantation, Dogmatica, and the third part of it was the Nouvelle.
Oh yeah, so straight up just ritual pile, yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because he had told me before the round even started, he's like, yeah, I got shifted earlier, and it really just shut down my deck. And I'm like, damn, bro, that's crazy. Yeah. Turn 1, draw phase, shifter. Yeah, that happened twice. Yeah. And that was part of it. Then round 9, I end up tying against a Runic Stun. Right. So I end up 6-2-1, getting top 48, 38th overall, getting my invite for the first time. I've only played a handful of regionals, but it was great to see. That's the profile. I guess I could say a couple shout outs, a couple of thank yous to the people that let me borrow a couple of the cards because I didn't feel like spending $200 on a couple of cards. So shout out to Eric for letting me borrow the Trident. Shout out to Tommy. Shout out to Tommy. We love Tommy.
Tommy the GOAT.
Yes, sir. He let me borrow the Raging Phoenix. I borrowed the Fenrir's from Ashton. Right.
Shout out Ashton.
Shout out to Ashton.
Good job, dude.
And then I think that's everything, but shout out to Ashton and Destin for helping me play test. Same thing with Darren. We play tested a little bit last night. Yeah. And then shout out to kind of just, everybody at the Lafayette locals, especially the guys that I had talked to kind of get a little bit of insight, like Wyatt and Eric. I had asked them because they had played Tenpai for a little bit, but then just got bored of it because that's just not their play style and they were over it. Yeah. And they wanted to play something else. But like just kind of getting their insight on it, kind of getting a couple of their thoughts, and whenever they had seen it, they were like, yeah, I like it. So I just kind of went with it because I just trust their opinion overall.
Like I said, congratulations again,
Thank
bro.
you.
Like I said, we had to get you an invite, bro. And guess what? You're gonna win NATS.
We'll see if I'll be able to win NATS.
Because I'm winning NATS.
You're right.
Right? Are you winning NATS? No, because you've dropped and you sucked at this regional. All right.
Okay,
Anyway.
but I'm winning though.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
We
For
out,
sure.
boys. Like I said, thank you for everybody, and thank you, James, for sharing the deck profile.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir. We out.